Hi, my name is Aubrey Levine. Growing up, I've always been an above average student. In middle school, I took honors classes, and this continued into high school where I took APs. Although I learned plenty of information regarding calculus and literature, there are some lessons in life that simply cannot be taught in the classroom, such as how to work well with others, what it means to have a strong work ethic and drive, and finally, what it means to sacrifice for what you really want and to be focused on things outside of the classroom. These are all things that I found myself learning out on the softball field. Obviously, I learned plenty of mechanics and skills, but after my 4 years of college softball, none of that will really mean anything. But what I will carry with myself into the workforce and future family life is those lessons that I discussed earlier. With that being said, I believe that children should participate in sports because it builds their character. First of all, sports teach children how to work well with others. No matter what sport it is, basketball, baseball, football, you name it, you're going to need to either work with a team or against an opponent. And sports teach children how to do both of these in a sportsmanlike manner. This ability to work with others will also be carried into the workforce and into the family life as people get older. In both work and family, you're working towards a common goal, and in some cases, you're going to need to work against people that are trying to oppose you. By playing sports, you learn how to handle this, whether it be a play or a real life issue. Sports teach children that they need to make sacrifices and do what is best for the greater good. Growing up, there'd be times where if I were in a slump, it was just best for the team if I were not to be playing that day. And to be honest, it really was not fun to have to sit there and watch the rest of my team play. But if it was detrimental to everybody else for me to be in the lineup, then that's just the way it was. And I had to work hard to get out of that slump. But this lesson of sacrifice also goes beyond the field. There were birthday parties and different celebrations that I had to miss out on, but I learned that I had to sacrifice one social event now and then for a team because it wasn't just me working for something for myself anymore. I had a team of girls depending on me, and if I missed out on a game for selfish reasons, then that would not be right. Sports teach children how to be a hard worker and how to have a strong drive and work ethic. This idea is embodied in Tim Notke's quote, which states that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. It's unrealistic to expect that you're going to be the best out of anyone out there, but you can always work hard to be better than you were the day before. Whether that is taking more reps or getting to the weight room an extra day, there's always ways to work hard. And this lesson is important while you are still on a team playing and way after sports and all that is over, because in life things just aren't handed to you and you need to know how to work hard for them. In contrast, sports will also teach you that if you don't work hard, there will be consequences, whether it is reduced playing time or not performing at your best. And this is also relevant to the real world because if you're not working hard in your career or maintaining a relationship, you will get fired and lose things that are important to you. And also, sports will keep children active both inside the classroom and out on the field. Obviously, it is important for children to stay active because they need to get rid of energy, stay healthy, burn off calories and all that, but it will also keep them active in the classroom because they have learned what it means to work hard. And as you get older in high school and in college, you need to have the grades to perform. For example, in high school, you have to have about a 2.0, and same thing in college. If you don't have the grades, you're ineligible to play, and this hurts both yourself and your entire team. It's also important to be surrounded by people who have the same goals and motivations as you, and sports supply that. Because like I said about being selfish, if you're being selfish for your own grades and not doing a project or not working as hard as you can, then it's going to affect everyone else if you do not have the grades to compete. Of course, there are people who will have all sorts of reasons as to why children should not play sports. First of all, they're always running the risk of injury, but unfortunately, this is true for almost anything that children participate in. Second of all, some people believe that sports can be harmful to a children's self-esteem, but this is actually proven to be the opposite because sports can shape children into confident leaders, and this leadership can not only be applied to the sports and on the field or the court, but also into the real life in the workforce where they'll feel confident in their abilities and be able to lead a group of people. Children learn habits while they're growing up, and I believe that sports teach children the correct ones. Each sport has something different to offer because so does every person. Some sports, such as softball and baseball, are seen as more mentally demanding, while sports such as football, basketball, and soccer are seen as more physically demanding. However, every sport requires a level of endurance, both mentally and physically. With a wide variety of sports, I believe that almost any child can benefit. Of course, this is not true for everyone because there are some extracurricular activities that will teach children things that sports will not, and vice versa. But I believe that sports will shape children into team players, leaders, and hard workers, while at the same time they are staying active while learning all these valuable life skills.